of the lower extremities. I hope you enjoy the video. To do the manual muscle test, we have the patient meet the resistance that we are providing by saying, hold, don't let me move you. So the manual muscle testing grading scale goes like this. 0 out of 5, absence of that muscle contraction. 1 out of 5 is the ability to produce the muscle contraction with no joint movement. A 2 out of 5 is the ability to produce a muscle contraction that causes complete joint motion without the resistance of gravity. A 3 out of 5 is the ability to produce a muscle contraction that causes complete joint motion against the resistance of gravity. A 4 out of 5 is the ability to produce a muscle contraction that causes complete joint motion against gravity and withstands moderate manual resistance to an isometric contraction but yields against normal manual resistance. And a 5 out of 5 is the ability to produce a muscle contraction that causes complete joint motion against gravity and withstands maximal resistance to an isometric contraction.
External rotators externally rotate the hip. This is how you test this muscle.
Stay right there. Hold. Don't let me move you.
Medial rotators of hip. The action of these muscles is to medially rotate the hip. To test these muscles,
Hold, don't let me move you.
Adductors of the hip. These muscles collectively adduct the hip. This is how you test these muscles against gravity.
When you bring this leg forward, I'll lift this leg off the table. Okay, I'm gonna apply pressure. Hold, don't let me move you. Hip adductors. The actions of these muscles is to adduct the hip. To test the muscles without gravity, this is how you do it. Hold, don't let me move you.
Tensor fascia lata. The action of this muscle is combined hip flexion and abduction. To test this muscle, this is how you do it.
I'm gonna hold your leg, I'm gonna let go. Okay, hold, don't let me move you.
Gluteus minimus. The action of this muscle is hip abduction and medial rotation. This is how you test this muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.
Gluteus medius. The action of this muscle is hip abduction. This is how you test the muscle.
Hold right there. Okay, hold, don't let me move you.
Gluteus maximus. The action of this muscle is hip extension, hyperextension, and lateral rotation. This is how you test this muscle.
Squeeze together and hold, don't let me move you.
Psoas muscle. This muscle is a hip flexor. This is how you test this muscle.
You lift your leg off the table. Now hold, don't let me move you.
Biceps femoris. The long head extends the hip and flexes the knee. The short head flexes the knee. This is how you test the muscle.
okay. Hold, don't let me move you.
The next two muscles can be tested collectively. It's a semimembranosus and semitendinosus. They are both responsible for hip extension and knee flexion. This is how you test these muscles.
Hold, then let me move you.
Sartorius muscle. This muscle is a combination hip flexor, abductor, lateral rotator, and knee flexor. This is how you test this muscle.
I want you to go ahead and try to cross your leg over the other one. Okay, relax.
The quad muscles are the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedialis, and rectus femoris. These muscles extend the knee, and the rectus femoris also flexes the hip. These muscles can be tested collectively like this.
Hold, don't let me move you. Peroneus longus. The action of this muscle is everting the foot, assists in plantar flexion of the ankle joint, and depresses the head of the first metatarsal. This is how you test this muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.
Peroneus brevis. The action of this muscle is eversion and assist in plantar flexion of the ankle. This is how you test this muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you. Gastrocnemius is responsible for knee flexion and plantar flexion. To test this muscle,
Hold, don't let me move you.
you can also test this muscle by having the patient do single leg calf raises until they fatigue, and then do the same thing on the opposite side until fatigue, and compare the amount of numbers per each side.
Tibialis anterior. The action of this muscle is ankle inversion and dorsiflexion. This is how you test this muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.
Tibialis posterior. The action of this muscle is ankle inversion and assist in plantar flexion. This is how you test this muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.
Flexor hallucis longus. The action of this muscle is great toe flexion, and it also assists in inversion and plantar flexion of the ankle. This is how you test the muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.
Joints and assist in ankle inversion and dorsiflexion. To test this muscle, you
Hold, don't let me move you.
The interossei and the lumbricals can be tested together. This is how you test the muscles.
move you. Extensor digitorum longus extends the lesser of 4 toes and assists in dorsiflexion. This is how you test the muscle.
Hold, don't let me move you.